Hey parents and students, I'm here to help you with balanced equations. We have a missing digit. The question we're answering is, what is the value that makes the equation true? So we have an equation here. It's a number sentence with an equal sign. So I want to know what number for n will make this statement true. So that means that this side would be equivalent to this side. So this is very similar to the last one where we're balancing equations, or we're doing comparative rational thinking is what we're doing, is what it's officially called. And that's what we were when we were cloud writing. So if I have I'm going to connect my two factors. I have 6 and 18. And I'm going to connect my second two factors, which is 24, and an unknown factor, which we're going to call n. So I'm going to look at the relationship from 6 to 18. Well, 6 to 18, I'm increasing, so I know I'm multiplying. What did I multiply by? Well, 6 multiplied by 3 will give me 18. So to balance this equation, since we multiplied on one side, we have to do the opposite on the other side to keep that balance. So the opposite of multiplication, or as we call it, the inverse of multiplication, is division. So we're going to divide on that second factor, and we divide by the same number. Since we multiplied by 3, to keep that balance, we need to divide by 3. So then we divide by 3. So I have 24, and I'm dividing by 3. When I do that, I get my unknown number. So doing that right now, 24 divided by 3, well, that's 8. So n, my unknown number, is 8. If I was to plug in 8 for n, this equation would be balanced. So 6 multiplied by 24 is the same as 18 being multiplied by 8. So let's do 2 more examples to help you out with this. So the next one I have is 3 multiplied by 36, and that's going to be equal to 12 multiplied by an unknown number. So I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did before. I'm going to connect my first two factors and my second two factors. Now I'm going to want to start with the factors that I know. So since I know 3 and 12, I'm going to look at those first. If I looked at the 36 and the n first, well, I don't know what that n is, so I can't do anything with that yet. So I'm going from 3 to 12. So thinking, increasing, I'm multiplying. So 3 multiplied by what will give me 12? 3 multiplied by 4. So since I multiplied the first factor by 4, to keep that balance, I need to do the inverse. I need to do the opposite. So the inverse of multiplication is division. So I have 4, so I'm also going to divide by 4. So now I'm just going to take my number, my factor, 36, divide it by 4, and I get my variable n. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. So in this case, n is going to equal 9. So if I was to plug in 9, multiply 9 and 12, and then I solve 3 multiplied by 36, I should get the same answer. And you do, because they are balanced. I have one more example for you. This one's going to be a little different. And we're going to have 64 multiplied by 7, and that's going to equal an unknown number, so n multiplied by 56. So again, I'm going to connect my first two factors, so I'm going to connect 64 and n, and my second two, 7 and 56. So in the first two examples, we started with our first factors, but we can't do that this time because one of them is an unknown number. So we need to go to our second two, our 7 and our 56. So I'm going from 7 to 56. I notice I'm increasing. So I know that I'm multiplying, and I'm multiplying by 8. So 7 multiplied by 8 is 56. Since I multiplied by 8 on this one, I need to do the opposite on my first factor. So I'm going to be dividing. And whatever you're multiplying by, you need to divide by. So when you're dividing by 8. So 64 divided by 8 would give us our unknown number. 64 divided by 8, in this case, would be, or 64 divided by 8 would be 8. So our unknown number would be 8. So we need to see if we're dividing, if we have the 8 instead of the 56, if we're dividing, we need to make sure that we multiply the other one. Or in this case, if we know the multiplication, we need to make sure that we're dividing the other. You're always going to do the inverse operation. So hopefully with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to get the hang of this. I think it's a little easier than comparative rational thinking, the balanced equations where you know both. because you have to just say what that number is as opposed to check to see if it's correct. If the students are struggling with this, the number one thing that fourth grade teachers have come to the conclusion is that we really can't stress enough that students need to be practicing their facts, their multiplication facts and their division facts. If they are fluent in their facts, this should be a breeze for them because they see the relationship between their numbers right away. So if they're having trouble, maybe 5 minutes a day, just pull out maybe just your 8s and practice your 8s or your 7s. Usually those are very common. 6s, 9s can be problems as well. So hopefully this video helped. If you need any further clarification, you can always message me on Dojo, you can email me, or anything like that. Anything to get in contact, I'm here to help, and have a great day.